Breaking. I can't stay silent anymore. Coco Gauff breaks down after emotional Wuhan Open victory. The Wuhan Open lights blaze overhead, illuminating the hard court with a glow that could make even the most seasoned players pause. Fans cheered wildly. Cameras flashed endlessly, and reporters jockeyed for positions to capture every moment. Coco Gauff, 21, stood at the center of it all, holding her latest trophy. She had just defeated one of the top players in the world, her game flawless, her composure steady. But beneath the poised exterior, a storm of emotions raged inside her. "I can't stay silent anymore," she whispered, voice cracking, just as cameras captured her tears. This wasn't just a victory. This was release. Relief. Recognition of the battles no one saw. The mental, emotional, and physical struggles that accompany life at the top of professional tennis. The journey here, from the streets of Delray Beach to the international tennis courts. Coco's story has been one of extraordinary resilience. She was 15 when she stunned the world at Wimbledon, a teenager suddenly thrust into a global spotlight. Every match since has been a delicate balance between the expectations of millions and her own inner pressure to succeed. Behind the trophies and titles lay countless hours of training, injuries endured, and mental battles fought in silence. The Wuhan Open wasn't just another tournament. It was a proving ground. Each opponent she faced reminded her that her success came at a cost. The solitude, the relentless travel, the scrutiny. The final match. The final had been a masterclass. Coco's serve was precise, her footwork impeccable, and her composure unshakable. Yet, during the changeovers, reporters and commentators noted something unusual. Her gaze was distant, almost pensive. Spectators watching her thought she was strategizing. In truth, Coco was reflecting on everything it took to reach this moment, the victories she had earned, the sacrifices she had made, and the personal doubts she confronted along the way. When the last point was won, Coco sank to her knees, racket dropping to the hard court, tears spilling freely. This wasn't just the culmination of a tournament. It was a release of years of pressure and silence. The moment of vulnerability. Coco's post-match interview was unlike any she had given before. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "I've worked so hard to get here, but sometimes it feels like nobody sees the real me. I've won matches, I've won titles, but I've also felt so alone along the way. Today, I can't stay silent anymore." The cameras captured every nuance. The glint of tears, the quiet tremor in her hands, the raw humanity behind the public persona of a champion. It was a moment that transcended sports reporting. Fans worldwide felt the weight of her words, realizing that behind every celebrated athlete is a human being, capable of struggle, fear, and vulnerability. The pressure of stardom. Coco's career has been a delicate dance between youthful exuberance and the heavy mantle of expectation. Each victory brought headlines, sponsorships, and global recognition. But with every applause came the quiet expectation. Keep winning, stay perfect, never falter. Even as a young adult, Coco had felt the isolating pressure of stardom. Hotel rooms across the world became temporary homes, and social media scrutiny was relentless. Friends from her childhood lived normal lives while she trained and traveled. It was a life filled with privilege, but also loneliness. Her confession in Wuhan was a rare glimpse into the emotional toll that professional sports exacts, a side of athletic life rarely documented in highlight reels or news coverage. Behind the curtain of glory. After the match, Coco's coach, mentor, and family surrounded her. Yet even in their embrace, the tears continued. They were not tears of sorrow, but of release, of validation, and of acknowledgement of her journey. "It's the weight you carry alone that makes these victories so profound," her coach said softly, watching her regain composure. Coco herself admitted that the tears were long overdue. She had kept her emotions in check for years, maintaining the image of the unflappable champion. But the Wuhan Open, with its intensity and significance, allowed her to finally let go. Fans and the global response. Across social media, the footage of Coco's emotional breakdown went viral. Fans expressed admiration, empathy, and solidarity. Messages poured in from every continent. "Thank you for showing us that it's okay to feel. You're more than your trophies. Coco, your courage inspires us all. Mental health matters. even for champions. I never realized how much athletes endure behind the scenes. Thank you for being honest. It was a reminder that vulnerability does not diminish greatness. It enhances it, connecting fans to the human story behind the athletic achievement, the inner battle. Coco's confession highlighted a broader conversation in sports, the mental and emotional strain athletes endure. Behind the public victories are private battles, self-doubt, anxiety, and the weight of expectation. For Coco, winning the Wuhan Open was not just about a trophy. It was about affirming her identity beyond tennis, as a young woman, as a human being, and as someone allowed to feel deeply without judgment. She later shared that the tears were a culmination of years of suppressed emotions, stress, and the pressure to maintain a perfect image. I've always wanted to be strong, Coco explained. But strength isn't just about winning. It's about being honest with yourself, even when it's hard. The emotional arc, sports at its core, is a narrative of triumph, struggle, and redemption. Coco's emotional breakdown at Wuhan became a cinematic moment, not just in tennis, but in global athletics. Cinematographers captured the scene with slow-motion shots. Moving forward. In the days following her Wuhan Open victory, Coco reflected on her journey. She realized that the tears were a turning point, a public acknowledgement of private battles, and an opportunity to inspire others. She began speaking openly about mental health, resilience, and the importance of expressing emotions. Her honesty became a rallying cry for young athletes worldwide. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. Coco shared in a post-match interview. Winning doesn't erase struggle, and sharing it doesn't make you weaker. It makes you human. Legacy beyond the trophy. Coco Gauff's Wuhan Open victory, an emotional release that accompanied it, transcended sports. It became a story of authenticity, courage, and the power of vulnerability. Her breakdown wasn't a moment of fragility. It was a moment of connection. Millions saw a champion who dared to be human, and in doing so, redefined what it means to be strong in the world of sports. I've learned that silence can be heavy, Coco reflected, but speaking your truth can be liberating. I hope my story reminds everyone, athletes and fans alike, that feelings are not weaknesses. They are proof of life, proof of heart, and proof of strength. The Wuhan Open trophy would sit on her shelf, gleaming under the stadium lights. But it was the tears, the honesty, and the emotional courage that would remain etched in history, a reminder that the most extraordinary victories are not only measured in points or titles, but in the bravery to embrace one's humanity. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.